Hey YouTube, Janae here, and today I'm going to be going over my BlerdCon haul. So in July, BlerdCon, which is a play on words with black nerd, BlerdCon, which is a convention, they had their 5th annual convention, and it was in Crystal City, Virginia, and I actually was there for the entire weekend. So today I'm just going to share some of the items that I purchased at this particular convention and the small business owners that I was able to support. So the first artist that I'm going to talk about, I actually commissioned a drawing. I commissioned it before BlerdCon, but I received it at BlerdCon. And the artist's name is JP Jackson, Jordan P. Jackson. If you look for him on Instagram, it's jpjacksonart. So this is the portrait that he did for me. I think he did a good job. I'll try to see if I can include the photo that he used for this. But I think he did it rather quickly considering. And I think it's a beautiful drawing. So he does do commission work if that's a question that people have. His Instagram is jpjacksonart. So next I have Moana McAdams. I actually purchased 2 items from her table. The first is a coloring and activity book, which is actually a collaborative work by multiple creators, multiple artists. And it actually has different characters in it from all of the different contributors to this particular piece. And then the second item that I purchased from her is actually written by her. And it's called The Adventures of Nakoa and Nahea, Fishing Day with Papa Ray. And it's a children's book. Hardcover. And what's really cool about this, so Miss Moana is Hawaiian. And what's really cool about this particular book is that she includes Hawaiian vocabulary in the back of the book. I'm going to show you guys. So when you're reading this to your child or children, you can actually teach them words from the Hawaiian language. So her Instagram is the real life Moana, which should be easy to find. And she has other books as well. These are the ones that I purchased, but she has a whole other series of comic books that I think would be really cool to check out. So the next person I was able to support is Rod Van Blake. He actually wrote a series of novels titled Ancient Illumination, and he's still in the process of writing more novels. Definitely recommend you check those out. But what he's doing is that he's turning his novels into graphic novels. JP Jackson is the person who's on the illustration for it. And I actually purchased volume 2 of this particular series. I have volume 1 from a Kickstarter. Oh, nope, sorry, not a Kickstarter. I have volume 1 from Virtuous Con because I purchased it from JP Jackson at Virtuous Con. So I received that one through him, but I actually purchased volume 2 from Rod myself when I was at BlerdCon. And so like I stated, this is the graphic novel basically of the series of written novels that Rod Van Blake already has available. I definitely encourage you guys to check this out. I mean, not only is the artwork really nice, the storyline is really dope too. Again, this is volume 2. Next I have Crescent City Monsters. And this is actually the all-inclusive volume. So this has issues 1 through 5. Because there are 5 comic issues released, and then he was able to put them all into one volume. The author of this particular item is Lilavois. I think it's really dope though. He told me the story is about a young man. This is based in New Orleans, and he's actually being hunted by monsters. So it's really cool. It's really a different spin. The main character is African-American male. And the whole thing is written in black and white. Or I'm sorry, all the artwork is in black and white, but it's so dope, y'all. This grayscale is so dope. Like, I'm actually excited about reading this. One thing at a time though, right? But this is really nice. So next I have Tusekegee Heirs. So this is a comic book series by Greg Burnham and Marcus Williams. So the story is based on the Tusekegee Airmen, you know, the story we know about the African-American fighter pilots. And so I bought this particular issue, which is issue number 2, because it actually pays homage to the African-American pilots that came before the Tusekegee Airmen that we know of. And there are 5 of them, and 2 of them are women, which is always dope to me. And on the back, it actually gives you a short summary. Oh, bookmark. It actually gives you a short summary of each of these particular individuals. And I know this one was a special cover that they did for Black History Month, but it's so dope, y'all. Limited edition, and I was able to get one. And then I have a comic, help me Lord, a bookmark. The Search for Sadaka, which I talked about with my Virtuous Con haul. So if you haven't seen that, that is from Greg Burnham. It's a story that he wrote and created, and it's really cool. Check that out. All right, so this is a little different because the person that I supported is not the person that created this particular drawing, but it was something that happened at Blerd Con. Greg Elysée is the creator of Isana the Weird Spider, which is a story about Isana, who is the son of Anansi. If you're familiar with African folklore, you know who Anansi the spider is. So he created a whole story around his son, which I think is really dope. And so he was doing a Kickstarter for Anansi's birthday day, which is actually a children's book. The regular Isana the Weird Spider stories are not for children. I mean, let them read at their own risk, but it's not created for children, I'll say that. But he did a Kickstarter for the actual children's book, and because I pledged at BlerdCon, I was able to get this particular poster for free, which is actually a graphic that was created by Blossom Blerd, which is the sister of Mr. Greg Elysée. So it's really cool. Check him out, check out his work, check her out too. Her Instagram is dope. Now, I sincerely hope I did not say this incorrectly, but the title of this book, Elysée. So the writer of this particular one is Miss Andrea Rose Washington, and she's amazing. She was explaining that she decided to write fantasy-based novels, you know, because she just was constantly reading books that didn't showcase people who look like us, you know. And so she actually has 4 books, I believe. I believe she had 3 there, and then there was a 4th one that was being released. Now I'm gonna have to check that out. But this is the first novel that she wrote, that she published. And so I decided to start from the beginning. I mean, this is a pretty thick book. And it's a really nice story. And it's actually an easy read. You know, I wanna say that, because sometimes people see, you know, like thick books and they kind of get intimidated by like, I don't feel like reading it much. But yo, like when the story is good, you don't even feel like you're reading it much, okay? So I'm just saying, check this out, check her out. Okay, so the next item that I have is actually a notebook. It's actually a planner by Jessi Draws Art. So first of all, yes, you know this is the reason why I bought this, right? Because, ma'am, you can't go wrong with putting a black woman on the front of the cover, okay? So she has note pages in here. And then there are also planning pages. So I thought that was dope. I saw that and I was like, yep, I have to buy. So that was an easy purchase for me. Very easy. So next I have Dragonfly Hooks Soap Company. So y'all, so I'm a soap person. I'm a body person. Like if you give me some soap, shea butter, all that kind of stuff, I'm going to buy it. Okay. And I have consistently purchased from the same 2 people for the past 2 years. And so this is like a deviation from my norm. But when I stopped at her table, the soap smells so good. Okay. It smells so good. And I'm going to show y'all how all this looks, right? So this one is titled Say It Loud. And of course, if you can see the color scheme, you know what that's about. The next one is Citrus City Soap. So like y'all, these smell so good. Even with all of them sitting right next to each other right now, I can still smell each one of them individually. And these scents are not bothering each other. You know how sometimes you put scents together and they just aren't friends? These ones are still friends. The next thing that I got is a strawberry shortcake soap. Look at that. Like, yeah, it looks good and it smells good. But like, don't try to taste this because it's still soap. Rainbow soap. This one kind of smells like a fruity cotton candy. A fruity cotton candy. Turmeric and honey, which is my go-to. And whenever I find like a honey oatmeal turmeric soap, I pretty much almost always buy it. So here it is. It's probably gonna be my favorite just because of the way my body's set up. And the last one that I have, of course, oatmeal and shea butter. And I like it because it's still scented, you know what I mean? Like these, I feel like the oatmeal, shea butter, and then the turmeric and honey are the lightest of the scents. But they all have their own scent and they all smell really good. So I am excited about using it. Last but not least, I purchased items from Discovered at the vending table at Blerd Con. So I am a whole leaf tea drinker, so I actually have the little cup with the filter in it, so I could put the whole leaf tea in there and then pour the hot water, blah blah blah. But they have like a carrying cup, which is something I needed for work because the cup that I have is not something I can take out of my house without accidentally breaking it. The cool thing about this is that the filter is inside, and then there's a carrying. Bam, right? Oh, look at that. Boom. There's a top. So you can still use this at work, and then when you're finished with it and you cleaned it out, you can put it back in the carrying case and you're good to go. Or if you don't want to, like, because okay, I use my leaves more than once, right? Because I feel like I can. I don't think I get all the juice out of it after one pour. So if you want to keep your leaves and use them again, you put it right back in the carrying case. Your leaves are still here and they're covered up. And then the other one is the bottle, because let's say this is actually for tea. So at the bottom, as long as it's tight, it will not leak. All right, make sure you tighten it up real good. Put your hot water in here and it'll do the job, right? And because it's a carrying bottle, I can get it around. Nice when I'm going to work and I do my tea in the morning. So I appreciate this a lot. And it's just a cool color. Like, come on. Hello. I have a lot to catch up on because I have a lot of stuff to read. Okay? A lot. Okay, I'm here to support all of our small businesses, our entrepreneurs, as much as possible. And I believe the conventions are just one of the best ways for me to do that, especially when there are practical things that I actually need and use. And then things that are just help me build my library, because like, can't have too many books. As far as I'm concerned, books will never go out of style, okay? I don't care how technology advanced we get, I still want a hard copy. Thanks for tuning in with me. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video.